Okay, y'all, so right here I am drawing up the MMR and the varicella vaccine for a child. Um, yeah, pretty self-explanatory. So, basically I'm gonna go in first. Well, right now I'm opening all the things, but anyways, when I pop the tops, I'm gonna go into the diluent first, and then I'm going to draw up the liquid. And then after I drop the liquid, I'm going to push the liquid into the other one, the varicella, and then I'm going to shake it up and then redraw it back up, and then I'm going to put it at like 0.5 milliliters, and I think it's milliliters, lol. Anyways, and then yes, that will be how I have drawn up the varicella vaccine. Yo, I'm on lunch, but before I came out for lunch, I literally had to come to the car, call my mama, and just cry because I'm like over this. I'm gonna explain more in detail about why this job just not gonna work out for me, but I'm frustrated. I'm really frustrated. Like, I mean, like, this place is nasty. Physically nasty. No regards for people, none of that. I'm so over this. Like, so let me just explain real quick what's going on, and then we'll go from there. So, and then I'm about to eat my lunch because I need to like wind down on this lunch because it's taking everything in me to not return after lunch. So basically, everybody's been out sick this week. This is my second week, y'all. My first week I worked Monday, Tuesday, and then I was off Wednesday, Thursday because my son had ear surgery. And then I went to work Friday, which was just 9 to 1, and I went to work Saturday, which was just 9 to 1. So little 4-hour shifts, did barely nothing. And my first week, I had no one to train me because the other girl that was there, I don't know where she went. After, I don't know. Y'all, you know what? I'm going to just explain this to y'all later. I'm just so aggravated right now. I just want to eat, and I just want to not think about this. So I'm going to just talk to you guys when I get home. I really tried to do a day of showing y'all. I might record some more of me doing some more stuff. Just because, like, I'm here and it's a lot I do. But other than that, y'all, I'm sorry. This is how I labeled the tests. Whenever we did COVID tests, we did COVID and PCR. Okay, y'all, so I just did a COVID swab. And I like to ungown before I do the testing because that'd be so much on y'all. But anyways, I just did 2 cars. So I had one child in one car, and then I had one child in the other car. And so I'm going to do a COVID test on them, a rapid test, and then if it comes out negative, we send off the PCR test to the lab just to make sure that the negative isn't positive. So I'm setting these little tubes up, and they have like this little powder in them. I don't know if you ever done the COVID test. I'm pretty sure they're all the same. And then right here, I'm taking the notepad and I'm writing one of the patient's initials by the other one and one by the other, so that way I didn't mix up their test. And then you want to take, oh y'all, camera fell, lol. And then you want to take the tops off. I put the liquid in there. So yeah, I just put the liquid in there, and then I take the swab and I swish it around there, and we sit the swab in there for about a minute, And then I'm going to basically take the swab out. Okay, y'all, so after the minute, you see how I'm swirling the test around in there, like up against the, I don't know why I stuck it back in there, but I'm swirling the test around up against the edge of it, so that way I'm making sure I am getting all of that, the liquid that went into the Q-tip, I'm getting it out, so that way we make sure we get an accurate test. And then basically, after that, I am going to put the little strips in. And once I put the strips in, I'm going to set the timer for 15 minutes. And then, yeah, that's about it. Okay, and right here, you'll see that one of the tests was positive. You see the blue line is the control line and the red line is the test line. Okay, y'all, so let me tell y'all about yesterday and why I'm about to quit my job again. So, y'all, I don't know if maybe just the medical field is just more stressful now or something. I don't know. But let me tell y'all how this job been going. And y'all let me know what y'all want to do with this. Because I feel like this is better for me to figure out now than for me to stay and get more attached and all that crap. Because, no lie, I'm starting to really like the idea of working with kids. They're so cute. They make my damn day. No lie. Only thing is, I hate when I have to hurt them. And by that, I mean, like, when I got to give them their vaccines and stuff. Or we had to hold down this 1-year-old that was getting his stitches out of his head. And he was just crying so hard, y'all. My heart. Like, that's the only thing I don't like about it. But I love seeing those little kids come up in there and stuff like that. Anyways, so last week, the lead medical assistant and the other, and I think it's a front desk lady. I don't know. I never met the front desk lady that was over there. This is the first time I didn't went to the other clinic. I've been working in the clinic that's close to me, but I was told to come over there because the lead medical assistant and the other lady were sick. I didn't know what they were sick with. They just said they were sick. I'm not gonna ask questions. So Wednesday and Thursday, I don't know why I said last week. That was this week, y'all. I think I said last week. I meant this week. Wednesday and Thursday, okay, so I just started last week. I only worked Monday, Tuesday, and then I was off Wednesday, Thursday because my son had his ear procedure that he needed to get done. And then I worked Friday, Saturday. Those 4 days I worked last week, I had nobody training me. Like, the front desk at my office, she just told me, like, how some things were done and things like that. But, like, I had nobody training me. I basically just sat in the clinic all damn day. And I did kids' vitals when they came, which is easy. Like, that's not nothing I really needed to learn. Only thing was different between kids and adults is, you know, like with babies, you got to weigh them on a little thing and stuff like that. And you just get, like, the hair circumference and stuff. But, so that was pretty easy. I was just doing vitals for them. And then I didn't know the system. So I literally was just, like, she would teach me how I put it in and I'd go from there. Like, that was it. That's all I did those last 4 days. Those 4 days I worked last week. So, like, and like I said, I didn't have no trainer. The woman that was supposed to come train me, which was the lead medical assistant, I think she was feeling bad then too. And that's why she didn't come over there. I don't really remember. But yeah, so I was just like by myself. Yes, babe.
Hey.
He said hey.
Hey.
Alright, baby. Okay, baby. Here. So yeah, I was basically like by myself last week, but it wasn't nothing too major I had to do. The most I did was I roomed patients, did their vitals, and then I did COVID and strep testing. And like for the clinic I'm working at, they have people that drive up and they'll get their child's COVID tested. I mean, but I can do that. Like that wasn't Marley. Okay, baby. Okay. Go to the living room. That wasn't rocket science for me to figure out. Like I knew how to do that already. So yeah, everything I was doing last week was stuff I already knew how to do. And for the most part, I know how to do everything. It's just that I had to learn certain stuff when it can't, because it's different. It's a difference when it's an adult and a child. So this week, Wednesday and Thursday, I worked at the other clinic. This was my first time ever going over here. So she told me where I was going to be sitting. Anytime I ever came over there, she told me that's where I'd be sitting, which was like, they had a sick side and they had a well side. And where my little desk was set up at, it was set up in the middle of the sick side of the, yeah. So that's where like the sick patients will go. And it's not always sick like sneezing, runny nose. It could be asthma or a cyst, anything like that. They'll call it a sick visit. So they'll have them go on the sick side. And then well child is just like when a child coming to get their vaccines or a child just coming to get checked up about something, So anyways, y'all. So like I said, they had two different sides. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was 5 rooms on the sick side, and there was 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rooms on the well side. So Wednesday and Thursday, I was doing everything by myself. When I tell y'all I was thrown in that water, I was thrown in that water. If you weren't a strong medical assistant or knew what you were doing, like them half-ass ones, you would have never survived what I had to go through Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, y'all. Friday was just my breaking point. Like, I got to tell y'all what happened. We're going to lead up to that. You wouldn't have survived. I mean, it's a good thing I know what I'm doing. And I didn't need to be handheld. I don't need my hand held. I just needed to know certain things that I didn't know. And I was good. So basically, I had to keep calling the lead medical assistant whenever I needed help. Which I only called her like twice. Literally. So, yeah, so vaccines for kids, everything, I had got thrown in that water. The youngest I gave before she came, the youngest I gave was 1 year old. I didn't give anything any younger. I gave 1 year old and up. So, basically called her, made sure there wasn't 2 shots that I couldn't put in one leg, because like varicella and MMR, you can't put that in the same leg. So it was just certain things I needed to know. I needed to know how to draw it up. I have some video footage of me drawing up vaccines and stuff like that. I have some video footage. People kept walking by, so I had to keep closing my camera. But yeah. So yeah, so I really got thrown in that water. Yeah. And I mean, I'm doing all this by myself. The girl that worked at my clinic, luckily she kept asking me if I needed help, and I was, for the most part, Wednesday and Thursday, I was pretty good. We really weren't that busy, but it was also a lot I was doing because I was the only medical assistant. All the rest of them, the manager there, they had another front desk and then another front desk. I was the only medical assistant that knew how to do like medical assistant things. So it was only so much help people could give me. So I was rooming patients, doing vitals, giving vaccines, doing COVID tests in office, and I also had parents pulling up through the drive-through to do COVID testing. And what else? And I'm pretty sure there was other, and I was calling patients back with results from the COVID test that they had, or strep, whatever, I'm doing all this, y'all, by myself. So when it came to Friday, I got aggravated because they had 8 patients come in at one time. 8 patients came in at one time, and this is a pretty busy clinic. 8 patients came in at one time, and nobody asked me if I needed help. Y'all know y'all checked in 8 patients. Y'all looking at the same schedule I'm looking at. Y'all see 8 patients have arrived, and nobody thought, let me ask her if she need help. And then finally, I had to give vaccines in one room. I had somebody waiting outside to get COVID swabbed, and I had to go room 3 more people. I went and told the girl that working. I'm like, can you help me, like, at least go do the COVID swab or something like that. Da da da. So she went out there. She did that. She was pretty helpful for the most part. But I'm just saying, like, when it came down to that, like, y'all seen all them people was there. Why y'all didn't think, let me go help this girl? Because at the end of the day, I have not been properly trained, y'all. I'm still in training. I'm not out of training. You know what? You might as well say I'm out of training because I'm a pro at this shit now. I got so thrown in the water. I am a pro. Like, literally, I'm a pro. I've been working there for about 2 months now, it seemed like. So, y'all, I just was aggravated. And then the manager had the nerve. She is a character, y'all. She had the nerve to walk up to me as I'm sitting there. I was writing on a little PCR test of the kid's name and stuff because I was finna go outside and swab somebody. And I was trying to hurry up because I had 2 people on my sick side that needed to be roomed. She comes over there and she's like, do you know how to check when patients have arrived? And I'm like looking at her stupid because I'm like, that's a dumb question. It is 11 o'clock. I've been here since 8:30. And I've been here the last 2 days. You think I don't know how to know when people arrived? How you think people been getting roomed this whole time? So instead of just sitting there telling me that they had people waiting enough for me, she want to be an asshole and say it like that. And I'm like, yes, I know how. So she was like, okay, well, because there's somebody that arrived, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, I was like, there's a lot, son. The way the system is so complicating to me. And plus, I've never even been properly trained on a system. So it was saying a good amount of people that was still arrived or that was still there. And I was like, it's just a lot going on this schedule. I was like, I get confused sometimes on if somebody's here or not. And she was like, yeah, you need to make sure that you're checking patients out because the doctor's also getting confused because it's saying people are still here and nobody's getting checked out. There's 3 of them, y'all. I'm sorry, I'm angry. There's 3 of them sitting on their ass. And she got the nerve to tell me I need to be checking patients out. When the other girl told me I don't check patients out. She told me I only check patients out whenever I do a nurse visit, which is like if somebody come in for just a shot or just to get something like a nurse visit, something I can do and they don't have to see the doctor. And I didn't have none of that. Everybody needed to see the doctor. I was told that when they come out, they check out at the front desk. You need to wonder why the front desk is not checking people out. And plus, how dare you sit there and say I need to be checking people out when I haven't even been properly trained on this damn system. I don't even know how to check people out, y'all. I didn't even know how to check people out. And why did I have to know? Like, y'all are sitting here on y'all ass. Why couldn't y'all check these people out? Y'all, it just... And that's not even the icing on the cake. That was just my morning. Before I went to lunch at 1:30. Before I went to lunch, I found out, and the lead medical assistant was back this day too. And she was just sitting down most of the time because she was still sick. She was sitting down most of the time, and then she helped me do a vaccine on a 6-month-old because I never done any younger than a 1-year-old. And then she showed me some on a 17-week-old. So yeah, she had me sitting at her computer, putting in the lot numbers and expiration dates, this, that, and the third, I'm telling y'all that because of this. Why is she sick with COVID? I didn't know she had COVID. I just thought she was sick because I would have never thought they would have had her come back to work and she was sick with COVID. I was doing this by myself for 2 days. I could have survived Friday on my own without y'all bringing Sicky Mac Sicky into the doggone office. And then she's sitting there having me sit at her desk, and I didn't sit down, by the way. She's like, oh, you can sit down. And I didn't sit down because I'm like, you're still sick. I didn't know what she was sick with, and I didn't know I didn't want it. So I didn't sit down. I stood up, tapped on her computer. I had my hand sanitizer clipped to my shirt. Afterwards, I hand sanitized. I'm so happy I took all those precautions because the girl's sick with COVID. And y'all have up in this office with us. And then the doggone manager and the doctor walking around with no mask on. And y'all know she's sick with COVID. They walking around with no mask on, this, that, and the third. And I know, with healthcare going on right now, it's kind of stressful because a lot of people are getting sick and having to call out and stuff like that. But there was no need to bring her in that office. If y'all had me, y'all already threw me in that water 2 days in a row. I could have did it for a 3rd day. And not sit there. Y'all gonna sit there and bring one of the sick people around the healthy people. I'm one of your last medical assistants you got left, and you gonna bring the sick medical assistant around me? And I have a 2-year-old to come home too. I don't want no damn COVID, and I already had COVID, and I don't want it again. I don't want it again. Like, I literally had COVID in November, y'all. I don't want it again. I just felt like that was so selfish. I literally had to go in my car and cry, and I had to call my mom, call my best friend, and I call my mom. And I'm like, I can't do this. Like, this, I was like, this clinic is nasty. And I'm like, she's sitting there sick with COVID, going to touch these kids. And I mean, giving shots with no gloves on. She was like, oh yeah, I don't wear gloves when I get shots. That's nasty. We wear gloves because that is a precaution. Like, come on now, a freaking 17-week-old, you up in here giving vaccines on this kid, no gloves on, and you have COVID. Like, come on, bruh. Like, that's just nasty. I just really don't think I could do this. Like, they're careless. And I care. Y'all, my throat getting dry. Hold up. They're real careless, and I care. I'm like, y'all up in this thing just really acting like COVID is a joke. And then we also have kids coming in there COVID positive. Kids coming on the well side. I just had a 6-month-old. He was coming for a checkup. And he had a fever. She said his fever started last night. She thought maybe it was teething, this, that, and the third. Test him, he's COVID positive. Like, so I come into COVID a lot during the day. Like, y'all, I think since I started working at this clinic, I done seen about, no cap, about 15 to 20 COVID positive people. Swabbing or just them coming in the office. So I'm around COVID all the time. Literally. And I mean, it's hit or miss with that. I make sure I take my precautions. I wear my mask and I wear my shield because kids, you know, when you're trying to swab them, they're not going for that. So there's kicking, screaming, that's spit going everywhere. I'm making sure I'm shielded up. I got my gown on. You know, I've been taking my precautions, but like, you have her up in here. She got COVID. Really? And y'all, that pissed me off. I think that's really what the max was for me. I wanted to leave during lunch, but I wanted to do those sweet kids that had to come for the rest of the day. I made sure I finished up the day. I'm going to work next week too. I'm probably going to work until I get my check just to make sure I get paid. Because some people, if you quit, they'll try to not pay you. And I'm most likely going to put my 2 weeks in. Or just at least let them know, hey, I'll be leaving. Like Monday, I'll be like, hey, I'll be leaving Thursday. I don't know what to say. Like, and I turned out other job offers for this job. And I'm just kind of aggravated because y'all know, y'all seen when I went to those other interviews, those people had wound up calling me back and offering me the job. And I turned it down for this one. And I'm just so aggravated. But I'm going to pray on the situation because I don't think this is the clinic for me at all. The pay, definitely not worth it. And I just kind of felt like they were kind of getting aggravated with me and had an attitude on certain occasions. And I'm like, it's only my 3rd day out here. Like, come on now. So, but I'm still going to pray on it with God just to really put me in a situation that I can stick with. Because I do not like to bounce around like this. Like with my job I was at, the one before I left, I did not want to quit, y'all. Like, I did not want to quit. I loved my coworkers. I loved, you know, this, that, and the third. But in situations like this, it's like I'm weighing out my pros and cons. And it's just like, nah. But let me go ahead and end this, y'all. I'm at 17 minutes. And I did not mean to make this video this long. So, I'm sorry, y'all, if this was a rant. And I'm sorry if it was more of a rant than me showing y'all procedures and stuff. But I just really had to get this off my chest. So, that was my Friday. Yeah, I'll check back in with y'all next week on what we're doing. And we'll talk about that next week. Okay, y'all. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to talk to y'all later. And I promise to be in better spirits next video.